stable and efficient power supply. They are looking to you to accelerate our upstream and downstream petroleum sectors in order that Ghanaians can reap the benefit of the potential that God has given us. They're also looking to you to manage the energy sector debt and be able to remove it as an albatross around the neck of our economy. To you, Mr. Eric Opoku-Agric, Ghanaians are looking for food security, and they're looking for cheap and affordable food to fill their stomachs. To you, Mr. Govans Abuja, you probably have one of the most difficult jobs. Everybody in Ghana is complaining about bad roads. You have the duty not only to maintain existing roads, but to provide new roads for smooth transportation. And probably one of the most difficult and complex sectors, and that is education. The Honorable Haruna Idrisu is supposed to work for the people of Ghana to ensure quality education and to ensure that we equip our young people with the skills that they need to go into the world of work. And one of your first responsibilities will be to superintend the National Review Conference on Education, to bring stakeholders together to dialogue on how to improve our educational outcomes. Our Attorney General will be required to reform our justice system to make it fair and transparent to all Ghanaians. You'll also be responsible for holding people accountable and making sure that the sword of justice goes after people who have misappropriated the resources of Ghanaians. One of the major tasks you would have to undertake is to shepherd the National Constitutional Validation Conference in order that we can begin amendment of our Constitution to make it a living document for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, long before the elections, we were aware of the parlous state of our economy, and we made specific pledges to address same. The energy sector is also riddled with many hydra-headed problems, threatening its very survival. Already we've been at work since my first day in office to tackle these problems. Indeed, you elected us to confront and resolve such challenges. As you may all be aware, the previous government did not work to ensure the smooth running of the energy sector by neglecting to arrange enough fuel to power our thermal plants. This was important because of the known scheduled maintenance work that was to take place on the West African gas pipeline, which is responsible for bringing in significant gas for the thermal plants that we have in our eastern enclave. Through determined efforts, I can report that we have now averted the looming threat of power outages. And began delivering fuel to the thermal plants in the east in advance of the shutdown of the West African gas pipeline. And Honorable Jinapo, I want to congratulate you for working very hard. Similar timely interventions have been necessary in areas such as education, where an acute food shortage was a major problem when schools were ordered to reopen on 3rd January. We have put in short-term measures to ensure that our children have adequate food so that they can go ahead with their learning. These are short-term measures and will help to keep our children in school, even as we strategize on streamlining the supply of food to schools and pay off arrears that are owed to schools, some dating from as far back as 2021. Over the weekend, I announced that a committee of eminent legal and governance experts would lead the process for a comprehensive review of the 1992 Constitution, taking into account the work that was done by previous committees. This will ensure that we refine our Constitution to meet the current exigencies and stand the test of time to meet present and future needs. I believe that this effort will be supported by the majority of Ghanaians who yearn for a Constitution that is responsive to our modern world. While we were all aware of the country's parlous economic state before the elections, it is important in the spirit of openness and transparency to inform the people of Ghana about the true state of affairs as we inherited it. Therefore, I encourage the ministers, as you assume office, to tell the nation about the state of affairs in your sectors, even while you work tirelessly to lift us out of the current situation. On the part of the Attorney General, as I said, you will be expected to spearhead the much-needed reforms in our judicial system to make it more accessible and beneficial to all, irrespective of their backgrounds. The people of Ghana are desirous of a system that guarantees equal justice for all and nothing more or nothing less. It is quite clear that so much needs to be done in so short a time. And I assure the people of Ghana that this government will rise to the challenge and will reset our country. As I pointed out during my inaugural speech, Ghanaians have, through their votes, declared their intention to demand the highest standards of governance, and we cannot afford to fail them. This naturally puts a burden of responsibility on us, which we must prove equal to. Ghanaians have shown that the days of tolerance for disrespectful gaslighting by government officials are well and truly over. They will take firm action as they deem fit to punish any administration that takes them for granted. I therefore charge you to serve in humility and candor, always remembering that we serve at the pleasure of the Ghanaian people, and that the authority we exercise emanates from them. We must exhibit tolerance for their views and work to meet their aspirations. This government will not tolerate arrogance or disrespect for the people who elected us into office. Modesty and prudence must be the guiding principle upon which you, myself, and our Vice President fashion our governance. The people of Ghana will hold us accountable for the trust that they have placed in our hands. It cannot be business as usual. We must be transparent and fair in all our dealings. The anti-corruption institutions will be empowered to investigate and deal with any appointee who falls foul of the law.
We amani share yama munyina ajo Kessben television so eni ebraso se enwumre so yetrasie the punch dwumadi ene de ebrewo na ensemafa Ghana manyosem ho de edru yawada ana enwumre se ya na esinkonwa ne ene mo bedi nkomo na niema esi wo ye memfa Ghana me amanyosem no ebibie ni nyina so akyerew sebe ya obia nso a wonso utie ye no wetimi enso ahwebie efi sabre kobo nondu ene entra na ensem hodo ya esi o memo ne yemfa ni nyina enso mreo bedi ne Kofi Appiah metem e de ma lawyer ohene Amankwa Jan na enne ya wo ya yatrase ya wonsem ka Amampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say abemu aswafo ya pa omo no bebe na converting committee anim ama agibiatom ebe so nam kwan mu a omo eba na ensia ya edikan agi omo atom no enura omo eswai ashira omo dwuma da omo anim a omo be de amagana men so omo konkoden na omo timnya dwuma pa emu amagana men to fa na to pemfra sa aswafo nsian Dr. Kessel Atoforsen oda be o mais kasem so afei Oniyanfo Jonjinapo wono ene soafo a obehwe enyinamoden ene petro ho ensem so Saroso na bala ya pani Dominic Ayene afe afoforo miense ka ho ya reduce ya one soafo a obehwe omusua so governs Kwame Agboja wono ne soafo obehwe akwan ene akwantempon eso ena afe oniyanfo Eric Opoku ono so ye soafo we kuadwuma ne aduane sem so ensien ena enura omosuaye no aka kyerem se adwuma no so Catcher ato forcing say ato Ghana for her kwan say inflation. See the easy tone yama boom basahare sono. Obey na etimi aba efomo. Now fe ubi kope busian so is one year da hono and also ebitimi aba for Ghana for ho ahare womo. O catcher John Jinapo say John. One so enyinamode won semina da so. Ghana for so mumpe dum so bio. Enti ubey. They also obey bi a dum so. Ya be Ghana for ntam kese no. Yehu bi Ghana mebu bi mu no onso hwe ye ho adwuma Dominic Ayene ye soafo behwe atentene society abale apani ono so ka bi kire so onso obey o mai mra de ona obedi animu constitutional review ya memra constitution o se sakra mu ni nyina ona obedi animu ni ayi ni nyina haruna dus was haruna Ghana engumesua de tutu na se onti bisro obey free basic eco secondary school edikosua pom nyina kwan befa so a engumesua pa ehun shepa betumpon no omode asa obey oba behwe no atoto ni nyina so pepepe oka chere kopoku se Jarek Ghana kuadwuma aduane sem nyina wonso na esa wonsa ti wonso adwuma ede ama wo no enyemo keto akra o se governs Kwame Agboja wo adwuma ne de eso papa bi se Ghana fo obia se ne kwanye de obia ka kwanye de a ene adesoa amanfo abebo sudwe tregu so se be ye omokwan ma wo no enya agro nti nipa nsia wei ena mampani mum sai kesala to forsen ena si wo mwana mu da mampani asese mampani ya no na tra opposition ye hu sade na Ghana fo so a omusu ye ma ne ye to aba wadi nkunimu aba enuti ya bai ye sha obose ye ma won sansi fom ye beboa ama mamutumi ya de ama wo no wo so tuma ye hye pa ma Ghana fo to aba ma wo no ankoba so ombenu om ho na momo hunu se ye tumi hye wo ne endi samanyeku sa mo baye no matimi aye adwuma pa ye beboa Ghana men koso yenko tie Dr. Kisla to Forsen e bra o si ni nuanu anemu na oda amampani asiro.
The Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency the Vice President, Chief of Staff and senior officials at the Presidency, colleagues, let me on behalf of my colleagues thank His Excellency the President for the honor done us in nominating us to represent you as Ministers of State. Mr. President, we have been with you throughout your days in opposition. We have witnessed the misgovernance and misrule of the previous administration. We've learned, indeed, that Ghanaians will not tolerate such misgovernance any longer. We've taken a cue from what you've just told us. We want to assure you that we will serve and serve in such a way to make you the best president in the Fourth Republic. Mr. President, we are also aware of the state of the Ghanaian economy, the state of our energy sector, the state of our justice system, the agriculture sector, and indeed the education sector. We want to assure you that whilst we start work today, we'll begin the process to reset the country together with you and your team. We thank you so much for the honor done us and will not let you down. Thank you.
Dr. Kessel Atofos and Oswafo Yesika so we see ministers Aswafo ni pensia enra mampani mum swaye no anemo na oda mampani ase se adwuma no hye obose ma onsensi fom na ebitimi so aye ni aye ama wanim so abenyam fadwen kire brain Tesla ni 0551 599 933 0551 599 933 so far appointment aba no hunu saying say we wie mampani yi ni cabinet na wie aka deputy ministers ena obeye na mampani say ministries aduonu ba miensa a wo no enye obia na obenya deputy wose ministers bi wo ho akwa na abaye adwuma offer deputy bia meka ho nti bomode aso begina brane na waye adwumaden edi ama man say ene omo aye vetting ra we bi ene regional ministers ni bi ko ochna ometo aso ama omo aka nso akọ. What is your impression so far? Ministers ayabo omudin ene omo makwa omo so ye no ohunu se pelese agoro no beso a ifra no padwanso be ba ifra no pa se de mampani asase nipa wa assemble omo we no ne wo mo a opeso no omo ye adwuma wo se bi ko yi ana ye ko ne enkotie gender minister ono so nsem o kan ye ane ebinom ani gye ho be so kyese ehwe nie o se oba advocate na oba stress ka be ya maternity leave oba ye adwuma no okowo a ke ma ne ntrafia busumi nsia na ohwe akwara no baabi ansa na oba adwuma afi paternity leave ejanom nso no oyire wo a na nka nso atra ne nkyɛn kakra ya ma oba busumi na busumi mienu bi se nso fatra oba ne nkyɛn na o se mema no ye mo saa paternity leave o be ye adwuma no o betra ma ne nkyɛn so mu ana mema ne gi saa paternity leave na wo mo fa ye adwuma no bokɔ akɔnante baabi yenkotie gender minister so de o kan.
Thank you very much. I think men were or are still advocating for paternal leave, and if it is important for them to take a break to support the family, then it is more important for women to have a prolonged period, not only to take care of the children, but to also properly heal. And so, as an employer, I will encourage you that if you even have the opportunity to take care of 6 months, please do that. But the other way is on a more serious note to do that. You know, creating daycare in the company that makes it child-friendly for the women to bring their kids there with a little support from the company or the organization, so that they don't have to be worried. You know, psychologically, the woman can be present or physically present in the company, and yet the mind is at home. And so you can have her being there working for you, but to have the utmost output, it is better we make sure that there's holistic care. And so I would sit with all stakeholders. There are CSOs who are deep into it. There are lots of advocates. I will join them to look at what is best, ensure that we push it. Go by what the Constitution of Ghana says. A man is a man under our Constitution, so I stick to that. And a woman is a woman, yes, if you want it to be complete. And with LGBTQ, plus. I think that as the Constitution stands, and as the voices of the people of Ghana has loudly declared, there's no way I can go contrary to that. I'm a representative of them. And I think the President has also clearly stated his stand. And one of the things, beyond even the enacting of the law, one of the things is to also ensure that we imbibe it into our curriculum so that the children will know some of these family values right from the beginning. I think it is more sustainable.
Where a mom of Fran, one will hear a moa, a wasitamu, ye dear SO, Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister, Agnes Namu Lati, or also ne, or Kasaye, say a mark maternal leave, and maternity leave, a man super paternal or paternity leave. Na me man ye ma omo a on betra fia so o yere no ma wumu ana asesen na be ma betimi akọ adwuma na ogusora a support na obo na yere awo e wo fie amaye afi ombusa na bibi fa anti LGBTQR+ embra no so Ghana ye constitution wo sisi de makwan so oba be ware oba na be ma be ware be ma na Ghana social values said ye nim no Christopher mpe kremom form fe na nanom som so ay kremu dada so omo mpede a ade a wo se kyerɛkyerɛ na ade a mo mpɛ no gidi se no a na aban ede ebeye adwuma so yi gender minister Agnes Namumulate ono so koye de okaye ebi no afi ye hwe post election violence ye to aba wi a kyerɛ nsɛm bebre afi de hyɛ sentem kra ye to aba no wie na kyɛ kra ena basabase TSA we mo makubu MMD bi store ni esesemu niema yakọ ha yakọji wei yafa ha yakọji wei ena ye kasai NPP amanyoko wo mo second vice chairman owura Omari Wade kyerese ono ane ka akro toye no nipa bi aba abahia na beje kan say yaban ejapade na post election violence call parliament no Rashadjafo no mu achemi no they are divided. NDC for the Omoka, MPP for so, or the Omo Eka and so efa home. What is the way forward? See a top we are transition no moody echo very smoothly. A bright electoral commission declare resource no a juada. New quarter so and a mampeni da nanado on a mampeni oba be in penny for or more transit can be beer. I mean bibia to notice some mampeni eka say John Jinapo a baye nanka. There was going to be doom so a looming doom so na quickly. Much me nya fuel be a bar doom so no nya dia bebanti transition emu de ko boko ne mum party ne chitafo no ho enanse bebre sisi ya yete se hey eswe mu akwa kwaji we akwa akwaji koto mrasha we dwom na nya agro enra bantama mrasha bi ni Honorable Francis Asenso Boache wakasa ho ema majority for so ka say there be kwano tum na sem na kan ye kam so de si biribi atwamu a enka otumi me ka say ye NDC for ene ye sa de me nko send wadwe wo send ma kan ye Tesla no 0551 599 933 0551 599 933 eno ena osim bia wo bia betim de afaso aba na ya kenkan enso ede amawo ebejofo na ye no mu di dwumen Kwame Etua Patrick Asante Regional Director of Students Affairs and Elections for NDC. Say the cabinet now for Mobi and Nemebu Setia. Say regional chairman Eddie Abaso, Asante region. A year when you two, but Oliver asked for more. Deputy Nae Banosono, Mampenin Kayomo. Now say ministers no when you two are coming your deputies in 5 crack and one. Now see you so Jano Mucho. Also CEO so Bapa and you may deputy CEO for National Service Authority and also the D Ababi Tuja ya say and also yache cry party man they say a cry yeah oko betran wa nyame cry try ya Tibet Kwame Patrick Asasana Victor Osei Puku also a communication team member for National New Patriotic Party MPP and also enche Ababe Kanye home na yedi enkomo and also me to jano pano say leadership in parliament assesa can na majority leader Dr. Kislato Forsen na be de chiri mano ama Kofi Boa na say omienu nyina akoye ministers Atofo finance minister mano ama Kofi Boa lands and natural resource minister inti anopa me de tudwa ne no anso na aba say honorable Mahama Yarga MP for Boko Central. One Sabre, one majority leader, OBC Kessben at Force Yanemu. Na be de chire Honorable Ricketts Hagen. On also ena Obabe na be de chire. Ena akọ ship on also whip majority whip. Roxanne Nelson Eche Kwame Dafia Miko. The dinner wa papa. The speaker ka obodi na Roxanne Nelson Eche Kwame Dafia Miko. Ono South Die and North Die Brashabejani. Ono so elho. Emma make comfort do ono so na be di achire. Na fe onyamfo Richard Champon ono so on second deputy chief whip. Inti majority leadership no omo front bench no. How do you see it? Now, but minority, so front bench now. Alexander Fenyo Markin, Honorable Patricia BH, Appiah, Frank Anodon Pre, Ene Omom Kaho, Oya Agrono, Evacose or Parliament. Parliament, the word parliament comes from French word parler, to speak. The hodie, wo nim kasa. And who say yes, oh yeah, Marcel, your four, right. And say ministers no go so more approve more na the bepia bia no say no hwe no ministers na say omo aba no omo foni e na o hwe no ya ma me go mashi Ahmed Ibrahim, local government minister. And I feel, I guess now Mumolati, Senamikaino, Elizabeth Jare for trade and industry. And also Pablo George Opariado, Minister for Employment, Jobs and Labor. Na ono koye no na edu baby pa Pablo youth empowerment youth development empowerment youth development empowerment emebunu e na okwa so na akodu on less than afenyo marking so afenyo se me hwe wa yi so no so ye Freemason so am ye Freemason ni se e kire so do de eden a he na odefa or say I consult the architect of the grand architect of the universe. Asa, I know Freemason for Kasa. Yeah, won't tease. The won't mean ya no. Do baby, Asa, opposition, the open opposition, no, Massa, over your back, to try, Massa, Monton Boise, Ate, Monton Boise, agrono, Umudi Messa Kusia, and ombenu force atoro bia na efe but ye dia manyosem wachi no also bia ate ase se jojo wo ka wadwen na nsma ka wadwen edu abato so Ghana fo dun kokrum ti a kire o mo adwen na de o meka se mfama no e de ama no ka enye ntokwa kra boko ni asesa tumi no ye pese o mo mate so aso to aso a na ya ma o mato aso na ye kwedi ma mmerɛ fie na ye hyase na ye ni nkomo kwa me tu Patrick atrase sanso na sɛ kan no Victor Sepuku enso e wa ha ye ni kwedi a akaba
ofa mejoso
na ho ye de
ade achi de na aseda na de manyankopɔ akwa bi o se enya kra hwan na go complain a kire no
oh sa see the wa buy na ba o ti obi abe complain a kire no
you know say wa buy na be una bebia obi azi wa ba na aba but I am paso so ya ba na aba nto over nyankopon adaroma enema ya nisa enema ya say last week ne wa hasin bo boss wa ene enimu abi you say to ase bedin kom na Victor emhu na che Victor na temi hu no na mabruchi ni ade
oh say Victor de abruchi de otimi kudware ho no aba be se na tare
oh
dinye se nne na
oh kwa abruchi sa
asa okudware ho anu abesisi no ho
ha ko abruchi se no mku kejetia e bo ho ayeso ho ha no bi ami hu Victor last week hu so no mabruchi
hu so na mabruchi oh when say say so ko masa
kwa o da bu de o kwa o bag no ubie nchen no ma hyem na meko what I say o pay you guys say akwa abruchi ba we boga say o bag
okay
now just on the light
okay right Victor akaba na ho ye de o microphone
Patrick nya eba abami see eja wo friend cry this ubo waiting
the call ubo waiting is
ubo waiting say yes minim say why what the application accord there appointment na time will be share they say eja
na do offer waka say wo pibi wo abai
there be a car we can say about what say this
offer the
appointment
offer the just so in the media
oh yeah producer cross off for prepare ola no so you busy
na PSA de when mama hwan PSA
eti ala no so shit
offer PSA enyima mama hwan PSA wan ka kra na kenyo no na de menya
okay eti aye so far appointment say e ba last week no na lesa aba no enoso na Santa Region kra munya bi e ma ye kan say da bi the MPP Asante revoke some of the ma penny de onye hu bibi na communication director so aka so protocols bi weba it after consider no e bete after consider na monso no 2 cabinet ministers in a person honorable Muntaka Barak ya no obeye so afọ obehwe ye fisema na manwe ho nsem so minister of interior and afura Kenneth Gilbert AJ ono so be so afọ obehwe abenwuma adansi nsu aso. And only other CEOs near the Aban. So far, are you satisfied?
Well, my Sancha will be na Mencha Victor, na Mencha, Abusan for no be our hay, be a Mencha party for. Of Abina Nekuswa, yes, we are still forming the government. This year, dear Chia, I could be a human HNC, and then Chabati we say, or bet you we saying, Saha, Pepena, Abaya Bar, in Yama say, or she, Nipa or no Buman, na Ovia, Afi, Amamuna Coso. No cray, Ocean Nipa, President Kufa by President Anado by President Mahama by where you or more. Would you compare another day now? What is a crowd? What is a crowd? 69 or kind. Okay, said it was I in Yamana 69 will be. Now, no craning a mere new of Mamma's as in 69 day, papa.
69 day, to stay within the system.
Within cabinet year 19. This is statutory. Cabinet year 19.
Not less than 19.
So
it could be more.
Yeah. Into the young pegging in 19. Into where ministers, just about 4 penny cabinet ministers.
Yeah.
It's not going to make us say, we don't free meet on more Biamrebi. Because just 4 pe.
I hope money now.
Ama ministries be ordinary in community media cabinet to grant this time on cabinet. It's more or less. President Mahama, the old ye, Namu Gideon, so Bayan, who 60 ministers now, Kayana, and then a deputy in the main nan assistant, oh, yeah, and no cry, dear Bakwa Ghana for, as I say, a Bonabasopa. Mr. Mampenina Kufado de, or Honey, a Dununi, 123. And now, in I see Debbie, a poor minica, first cabibri, Upia Lancusa. Be our office by setting it up, Nipe ye Jumo, and any idea no goose, and the ever call elections, we know. And then this President Mama Becas or bar or my sister. We must go or bow to me, but who said there was a shame Koya. But I never was a massa who said ministers and young Benya deputies.
Yes, I want no aka. I know no aka said ministers who are all my deputy.
Oh, because some ministers in your deputies have
a 60 no. Go say aka 18 to read the 60. And I ministers here 23.
So straight away
be nyabi.
Ebinyabi. Enti no crane nyame anumuni is a lean government. No matter how our offer say obo obidin so a minister. So she in front the table so cry there are some protocols and incentives be a demand. So the fact that sir Adiano from 123 now the next government not so class number 80 something as 90 second term
86
now and President Mahama there about 60 no I think say Ghana for the draw or more the number of ministers and ministers in those no more money can and so what to 1 hour sharp who say President Mahama do can and why na Ashanti region last week your has in the near can say the abano yente yen kan wo ma me can say yenya abutre fi say yen boy na me ncha de e ba yenya cabinet ministers mienu Ewura Muntaka for interior and a Kenneth Ejay for works and housing water and west and housing no kreni nyame anu ni ken de onye that noon to mo amoye outside there party no because onye other politically exposed gidi part the same Muntaka de ebo ni obi anim but ye wo NDC ni mu de
mo ni no
ye ni o brother in fact me appointment na minister appointment na ba ni nyina no de mi hu ya maniji ye pa ya kanaje de no so na bia Muntaka de na I'm telling you enti within the party especially within Ashanti or a former defense minister in President Mahama's administration, not a defense minister, deputy defense minister. Right?
Yeah.
And at this time, yeah, and also when you're a minister, am I? The other a former deputy women organizer, Madame Mary Osi, and also had no free zones board. So, a bar, sir. Oshe President Mahama ministerial nominations in a catch across, a NDC and National Party, saying the chair. Oshe ministers now ban so far now. Even 60 now a more damn. President Mahama sa bon home what the minister Pia Benyani Deum. Region Pia Benyani Deum out of the system no 23 no crowd when you system no crowd 23 ya waboy main ministers no region Pia woni Deum region ni yeketo ase den ahafo crowd musa in terms of numbers na make am ansem no ahafo example no omonya a cabinet minister in the person of a Greek minister. What I said, Oti region, one of the smallest regions in Ghana, omonya sports ministry Kofi Adams oko voter region as at now omkuta 3 omo me ansane so eda ho ana ehome foreign affairs road ansana mame tourism so event creative arts and so abeka ho enti you can see say central region there na just omo there ataji omo so at then all the fellas kan ho na omo so abotre so obia na 22211 omo course so kakra 3 so I think that President Mahama again was also a chairman as to obia to region bia as to speaker. There's a minister, no matter the size of the region, there's a representation. And as I said, the number of ministers now, almost all the ministers are cabinet ministers. And so almost share no more din koma a Ghana a cut across, and that is very significant. I think say a see in President Mahama Abaso for say what my yes because there was a time not half a region. Michelle or Hinibi or no complaining say Western region or Hinibi. No complaining bitterly say look at Western region that way any cabinet minister and another. And I know more call us a Richard Foba, Yen show or more some region is so for President Mahama and the NDC to make sure say at least region behind your ministers, as 20th minister no, for me it's a positive thing for us. Deputy ministers in there, head can be spread around. But even before say deputy ministers in the and then region behind your echo. CEO so ba neighbor. Of course, if you offer a bar, what's ya? A bear on one crack. I won't say,
use no so. My friend Mark can say, man penning Pagana for so no one can say 60 na offer being count because that's amount of funo. What is an who on one chrome bolle, so I my minister tea. On my cousin Ghanaians, I'm sorry. You are not to first 16 yet, no for being count.
Sana, mope. I had to say, has no Kotoko. Na Kotoko for coach, you know. After has to for assistant coach, you know, catch and sent. Number 9, he said, I will see goosey. Munyin Ebina for your marking. Okay. What I said. And before Paya no more Bunyan is saying, better than him. Naka Muhammad, 3 sister no. Nanka press conference in Chenche, afanya makinya ono na eka se wono na kabaya sa press conference no. Nanko abeka yanka se ndisi fo nka no kre, yanka se tumi omu pentia. Ena omo hu sa ade na papa no, din a din nyina achi no, wasi nkete se 60 na no de be. Ena afa de o di afanya makin with all due respect to you. What to for pa but yemfa. Apama ye ne Ghana forward the social contract we have with Ghanaians. Eni je share any Ghana forward say ye be ministers adusia. Eno an ye gina so yi eno aso ne yi ye me pa Ghana for cho ene enka ye ni Ghana for nka bibia do mo she ehwe se ebe ye no eno an ye voter region incident na esi ye sometimes minim nipa bi wo ho a mo ye misinformed because government ye form is here so far as at now first deputy speaker in parliament is from the voter region as at now me no ka say majority people no a free Kwame Agboja from voter region again strategically a circle voter region. What I say, you really answer foreign affairs, road ministry, creative art. Then animanim where minister I can say no go. CEOs here go and check the names. A cut across. And see, yeah, what Ashanti region cry no. E bi mo ka say, "Hey, ade there." As the voter region for there, or my 20. Now, what the voter region here, they say, Minister Bima, hey, now you're so go and look at the vote. Yeah, there's 700,000 votes in the bio. 700,000, and politics is by numbers. And this year, the 700,000 vote to buy. Now you're 2. Now you're so, oh, they 600,000 plus buyer. You should be content with what you have. And so, and yet, voter region for there's some few people here. I believe
say who central. They don't any TV.
What transnational appointment David this in voter bill. What I say, but yabe, appointment most regional. Let me set it on record. Say regional as we speak. Appointment say for CEOs, any ministers, for parliament. Now. Voter region and the margin between voter region and the other regions, you know, close. So those people should come down. And I mean, I don't know. who is misinforming them? And are they for
say balling for the president na free krum. Etika o how to say.
Ampa.
Who free balling? Ya nya o MP minister. The president himself.
Free krum wo.
Enough for you to.
I say Bruni ba wo kufu so hu. Na Bruni ba de wo kufu so. What I say? I want the free krum na ntale free ba. Wa ba ha be kufu so hu. What I say? Enti yesere omo ani die mu ani ahobrase mu. Appointment ni ye monwie. Obi ansa be kan de party for no for instance. Offer ebi wo ho a obi timi frɛ o. Kwame na we adwuma be no ye money saying. Ba ku bia ba.
Asem no no, say na wo ka no. Obi e penipa owura no office a. O hia introduction.
Yes, and
this is the part that they ama no. Onya de ontimi nyo.
Na ba no need relationship.
The me no, onya de me owura no officer me wura mo ara me ko.
Me te a me ka ken asem. Obi me ko di ken ho nkomo obe. Be ka chan say o kwa me de. Oben nti na okasa no enim no kra enti omo complain no enye nipa ne competence o ayete say ma me use Randy Abide no nyezam but this say Randy for Cocoa Board meaning so one anya a lot of criticism
so menya omo letter Cocoa Board for no omo ye pro MP NDC no e dey aba say past experience nti no ka Randy di omo mpe no
dabi and na omo say na better na Cocoa Board do yi nipa man you see sometimes let's go display the who che Cocoa Board dey na nwuram offer dem better na me see this year nko a mako tamale 9 times mako damongo 11 times drive ko ba ko bra na hwe the risk ai wom wo she ho obi akwaji 2 million ba be kire say wona be kire do omla Cocoa. Sometimes let's go the spade. President Mahama making appointment and it's final. Who to Cocoa Board to a condition mu say who na the party na 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 mu drive and admit drive 14 hours continuous them to stay anim 14 hours. Na pa yakwa papa wa ne ba ya edin to ho twen anya abotra wa pa ne se o hye ne niama wo tie condition mu ye wadwuma jo salary say wona be kire nipa onye CEO those people should omunya abotra na omama ye bu amfu. President Mama has made his appointment oye party ni a there say oye ne say odi akoma pa ene anije e support no because we are there. Everybody obi dia unimu no. Ya party phone ya aba. Me amete ya me say de bia na atu. Party phone ya na minimum.
Dabe.
We obi na be nimu no. E na de no so e dey so obi ti ase ne say. Wu ni papa akofo. Cocoa Board si wontimi nya wadamfo. GMPC nya wadamfo. Free zones nya wadamfo. Obi anya wadamfo. Ade
nyina sa.
Enti e dey ya obenya ba ko bia. Ebe on na no ye EPA e bai. Atadwi matedene. Come here my sister. Ene edi EP amano eti ano no say na mekra minim se minim agudu sasa unum agudu akie popo asa no say msisa wo me dem ho twa me ho sa what I say enti wo de ba you na was one limit hu to ba hu ntimi nka say
ya bia so
nipa ba bia be obi ebo ni din bia so ye wadanfo na onim ho wo yes ah wo be creative na ma wa ho so please abotre party for no let's all calm down again. Appointment na dosun see was you cry again you bought 20% to crowd see was say edi nkomo ya see you was see bay 20% to crowd my so please let's calm down na ye nyina ye fa koma panta papa na chi na resetting Ghana na e see ani so see e be no ye nyina ye stay focus na ye nye ye ka Cocoa Board asema no obi send them say omo kasa no it is because omu share around that because I was share no one on one crowd ka ba hu say oye nipa mama kan sa o ta say na oye later former administration ne ba ya ye boni din for gender offer so when dey crowd dey hu your platform so coalition for against oye later nyino mote but mama ne ba gender ministry no tama all free ho no na ye woman organizers bia o hwe me wo ha across the country bia say mama ne na ba ye school feeding ya mo manya fa so and baby obewura ene bia no bia ka say na oye later buy no she was able to transform that ministry enti sa ade say obi firi hin ne de ofa anya party fo nyina na anim mo and me de ma no si no ofa yete ho na yete say ye magic as ne nchema consensus ofa ka na ye de buy no na nye PU ka e kwa na ne tire do na yo tie rubber mo am ko fa consensus fo mu hu tie rubber she ho mu dan $245,000 e bi $50,000 and the chairman 275 ebinya 2 Ashanti region baby a near suspect say you wait my seat no yeah mama bela you so ya and so e konanti mu say anya bi de be come home to consensus bi ha tear rubber pick up 2 na saka na nkofo contribute to here no oh person chances nkofo no they don't deserve to get something enti eduma bi agenti na ma bi ase na ye nyina ye follow ni obia de ombia
ne sabeka that's Kwame Appiah Patrick no o se ono wanya ne de
hey offer
yes I know okay
higher the point ni pe me pa cho President Mahama na pamfo my appointment man enti me wo mu say me defended here now so
one appointment there man
but me was strong believe say
odie bia
but don't say me panic bia ni me
that yes that
Victor
Victor akwaba bio so far Victor say that me not in chair hunu mu ye pa o had 2 weeks appointment ya bay and said the unuanom bi ka say baby a we kuri ni ade a hunu say yes I say free ministries no na fe see you say the trust nyina so far
of an edikan mamenchia ahwefo a omohwe party for the general secretary to your regional executives any Penny chairman of the Wofa Kofi Appiah ono so ye mfanchi asonkomo no
Koka Abusia Penny
1000
ono de na Abusia o
na baby obi anso ye mfanya menhira no ene mi constituency Nsuta Kwama people so for so
okay
me gidi said the punch there one of the programs are omohwe party mamenchia ye Nsuta Kwama people so constituency and then so na me last born di ne 4th birthday nti mama fa konya isu na me wish you all the best of
last born
yes
okay o fa bin kan obi o
me nyesho sir me nyesho
and oti regional minister okoye ebusa no se ne mayedu 10 and honorable Patrick Abu Abusa say 10 the official na say
unofficial
that say I don't need to be on check
my am asema ma body feel
okodu fia here about kasa
unofficial for you o we asema obisa ni asema ni
anyway
we are official me fa
without unofficial
unofficial be any
unofficial be any se bi wo ho de anye se wo ka kire na mkɔhwɛ wo eti me wish you all the best Lady Brina amadoma osepuko me ne to me maame nso nti wo ye maame na ofa ni gidi ye se appointment a omampani aye so far Ghana for the 2 million man and me gidi ye se nia eyeso wo ya na wa sha ase ye no ni edi kan ene hye as a political party senia o share Ghana for bo se eye nipa aduesia ena obepa wo msa asoafo ana woni o maye adwuma me gidi ye se o kosa de o si ko no na Isan said this is the time politically all political parties etimi nya akukuduro ejina so bo nipa dodo ompese omo de omo ye adwumadi this is the first time ubehwa mre pie atwam no ni aya mprimpien bia ye ne hye ubeti na political parties na ka say ye delaying government ye ntimi moso nti oba the word lean is subjective depend baby a we dey ugina ena waka ho ase me gide say this is something we have all looked at it from the longest time we kaya president Kofo mre 2000 year campaign o kan ho asem na so ye bae no o hwe adwuma na wo ho ne ekwan na o pese o ye na oba be park Ghana for actually say ofi say o wachiri no ekwan a osika no oba mu no nyoma bi wo ho a yema ne kwan na onye na megidi se ampanso so oyema ne eyeye omampani mails so kan bi oba ya oti president Kofo de no so kakra but obekwa wiye no asa akonachi increase no omampani Mahama so baaye the same thing. Honestly, increase no to another level na chain ya honestly so ba beto ye no so as politicians na kwa baba no mampani na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo by in the first term, I think say almost everybody talked about it, but uni me ya adwin say you see the assessment pa so adia and 4 years I did card man and the ministers no. Nobody can tell me say that 4 years na dwuma mo ye na nso ani. Everybody will tell you say you see fair to Amamuna the 4 years of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo 2017 to 2020. Nobody will say 77 previous and dwuma mo ye no na etosini. Me gidi say 2021 na ye almost second term no. E na nyoma bi wo ha Ghana for few say na ese ye hihye ni ye.
Yeah.
Na ese nyoma bi wo ha ye tie Ghana for chain se ne ye tie wo mo no na ye to ye bo ase wo nyoma bi ho. Enu nti we a second term no crowd so by a form kakra from the 100 and I think 20 something
23 to
86.
Yeah.
Obewi I think say na about 83 or so. And now Mampeni John Dramani Mahama so 2024 campaign no otimi de see so say oba obeyi nipa edusia MPP ana yeso so ye pre say ye binya akonya no so ye de hye ye manifesto mu say yeso ye ba ye beyi aduenum Emma afrafrantofo so kra so de hye omo GTP ni mu say omo so ba ombeyi nipa aduanan. I remember one of the other candidates, I think Chada, in one of the presentations, so I think 19 ministries or 30 ministries or something. I've forgotten exactly what he meant. Tinana Mekakosini said, this is election, sir. Political parties, not timia could draw the number on before they are to draw. And so now me feel says, yes, see a bua memona, yet the no credit. And the NDC has no option than to go by what they said. And I think say omo etumi adiswa ana so mampani timi diswa. I think say beboa o man no kan kone yeko. Anye bia no. E be saving a little. Sometimes yes, ubetumi aye the argument say ohwe nanado, and I did that analysis. I think say one of these days I will share with you. Me analysis of e car na ye bowo Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo amamua na okita 80 something ministers and 100 and something ministers no. Offer it will interest you to know say how much ana ye bo Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo amamuo na edikanu ministers in terms of salaries and a monument no. Na eye ne omampani John Dramani de no epe difference anako Nana de ne bro so kakra bi no was about I think 10% or 13%. The reason is say majority of some ministers in no more MPs. And because some more members of parliament no, ukosha ketua ehu ensachaye kakra ewumu a ebi o ha say ohwe no mampani de kra osade abeya. Almost most of them so MPs. What it means ni say oje bosomi akatua as MP. Difference ebeba be ka ho a ene wa be minister no enu 1000 Ghana cedis.
Can do so, but home
pompon trade be any ho.
As a minister.
Hwe, America assembi. Sometimes uko ministries ni agencies na. Some of these comes out. The only difference ebeba is ebia fuel and car ye de ma. But yen hwa de bi wa ha. Da bia me ka se young politicians and yamanoma we be sometime a banisa. Say ministry be our mampani any deputy no. What it means is that a juma yes deputy ne and you no kwane be won't I've gotten the opportunity in the last 10 no latter part of our last term. Non say Msuta kwa Mabe Poso constituency MP. I mean akonya nchia the member of parliament honorable Adelaide in team. He was appointed as the Deputy Minister of Health. In Timinya Kwenya, Echo Office or Nene Juma Kakra. Look, offer a Juma Bia say ministries na ya more deputies no. A Juma minister in Timinya. You better a director in the ministry to go and do. Okwa, Adiana minister, deputy Nejina, Untiminya. Say your allowance, say your fuel, say your flight, who pay? we pay. Say see akra you say see offer. Say see you hui. Say directors. Say in fact say chief director. Eko jina minister anemu wa bruchira. You better flight tickets. You bet you per diem. You bet everything be a see no. We will pay. But what the mention? We be a see a biano. Yetia. Because say krana ministers no hono. Say minister too kind. Na chief director and na any of the directors could be. They are entitled to these items. These benefits they take them even with the Emra ministers and deputies in now. So they take the same thing. So aid ekobia they also take. It yes, we one way or the other no be cut the cost. It will be in terms of whatever it is. But the truth of the matter is enye no ne adea e beti be bill no so send na peno. The real issue no is got to do with our mainstream expenditure. This one in your and I think that with time you be who the effect are ye can ho asem no. At least from 83 to 60 nipa be 23 we will make some savings. But my money you say no na be the huge savings I be to my but any senior ye di kai no. So far so good. I think say the president promise or man said by 14 days obe try so betimi de the cabinet akono. So far Rebecca say me broso be 2-3 days or so, but at least what to me aye. The only thing I who say Aban may have to take a second look and say of our OSHA article 17 clause 4 of our constitution. A kasafa equality. Now OSHA a subsection I think B na e ka se ye mra pon ma kwan se ye betumi a hyehyɛ mra ye betumi ama saa mra no aboa ma ade bia emma pepreye emma ye betumi a address enunti ena ye be hyehyɛ mra bia omampani esan in July 2024 I friend no affirmative action law na ye bill say is an act be law now we schedule na edikan no a it talks about women emancipation your friend say women empowerment and the fact say ye pese ye governance system no ye mama kwanya ema omu ba mu bi and niame send this for ne say wo hwe omu constitute omu manifesto omu ye na omu di shame but so far they failed that.
Really?
Test. Yes, they failed that test.
I didn't hear.
In the law, no, maybe a term no na ye ni sa amra no. But as we speak, ye was sa amra na e say from now till next year no, every appointment are buying ye bia at all levels. The operating word or the say at all levels. At all levels, nature say position bia e fa ban any amamu ho no. Aban mo ne ho modern hwe say 30% of that e be ye ma.
You say we have appointment
so far Appiah appointment of 42 Emma abemu ye nson 7 that gives us about 16% in terms of ministerial appointments.
Okay,
so in that score no there I think say Omampeni has failed it no ye best say in the subsequent appointment no because you say ye ministerial positions no and say can send ye manager no say appointment bia o mampani ya na say at all levels there say ultimate income ministers ni deputy ministers in mum kan ba no committee yeah because you know say committee you know say when we say at all levels a minister of state any deputy minister nye the same enya the
about so the can be about equality.
Yes,
in law no equality is equity. It's all here in terms of equity. See, I already have parliament. You're higher 276. A matter was saying a core parliament. It is always a president a ye to do no every parliamentar. Na a quiet man be bria. That will not be equitable. Because when you free parliament, it seems to be almost 20
offer. me parliamentarian. One question, man. And almost 30% should be female.
But you agree with the argument now?
I don't. Didn't I mean agree to say the constitution in Castle Mampenin fan in Crawford in free parliament?
He said majority of them.
Majority, so it means Omo can if you want to your Mampenin up so this one. It means Omo will fair free abonteno. You can ensure say mabem. So I think that shouldn't be the furniture the argument at all. Because CSA as a mine and nothing you wasted time. Yes, I'm right. And I'm what you two says I'm right. A koto ho president ko form reso. Yentimi am pass it. Ena Mills time. As I call back yentimi anye. President Mahama Mreso affirmative action law bill ekoye yentimi. Even a Akufo-Addo tell me crano first time ekoye yentimi anye. And yes, I reintroduce in 2021. And then Yamiadum July of last year need to be passed and now Bayemra. We should all try as much as possible because see the some excuses we bar. It means 50-50 now in the act, no social act anymore. I say we should do 50-50 by 2027.
Make sure saying law no equality is equity no. It says we senior high school sir.
Yes.
When him say Emma ewo SHS do so chairman.
Sure.
He say almost new senior high school class. Almost see mad the more. They say a mad door so second senior high school chairman. But in terms of percentage, you know, how many total population who are there is equity. So percentage mono a man is 51%, and a member 49. To what they are no better to SHS one. SHS a mad door so chairman. To my provided SHS schools a mad more womb a chairman. The way numbers there mad door so chairman. But in terms of percentage of the population now, it has become equitable. So that's it. The the strict numbers, but the equity aspect no zoom. Say you call parliament. Yes, man penny minister do not free parliament. Now man call parliament you 30 cra. Near member bear 240. Now you call man 30. Now a could so no say.
Over.
Remember, I said about more.
Over. Over. The question is that see, so Mampenini majority of ministers in free parliament. Say a man still a man be home in your position. The basic and if you read the constitution, the basic qualification for a minister is that you should be an MP. That's the basic qualification in the constitution. Say a minister of state. In then the qualification is
will be on your MP to be a minister.
The law says to be a minister of state, you should qualify to be an MP.
Exactly.
So it means that so long as you are an MP, you
should qualify to be an MP.
Yeah. And then I'm vetting. I was saying I am looking at it and I'm going to write on this thing. Say Omampeni bo bidin say onkodi minister. No, MP, there is no need for that or vetting. Seriously, it's a waste of our time.
No,
because of the questions I say normal thing be one. A waste of our time because air time now more and a waste of it because
it was say so qualifies to the MP. Sunday to Obama no. So what the need?
Exactly. And constitution.
On your MP there
exactly.
You all kind to is it 1996 or 92? Spugabra. That's a new voter ID card.
I agree. Same thing I make her say. We share constitutional qualification now. They have to say. Ubetimi the minister now or say just say uyo bia. Who qualifies as a DMP?
So
and some why a minister.
Once the person becomes an
it is anybody MP. I was satisfied that qualification to be a member of parliament. And to me, who here say, I
don't think it was Spugabra, but it was another person who made the name. And because I see a boni didn't say Onkunko di what do you call it? Minister.
Yeah.
But could do honor umbusa now. Voter ID card. Na say no nye registered voter. Ti no de se nipa no nye MPD a. We gidi se wo se ehwim. Nye hu se qualification but se ahwe ne krata mu nyina hu se or qualified
MP.
That's what we qualification.
Exactly.
I mean, no,
especially where
as someone working in there me know ya adwen.
The Kenya.
If say obi ti say how na do so. Whatever former minister, majority leader, minority leader, like what do you person who when nipa mu bia yenim. We say your person ye ni minister bi ma. You say say vetting na.
Is it necessary?
We say how na do so.
Offer. Is it necessary?
Well, they are constitutional requirements.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these things.
Because
because what they have vetting ya obetena ha no. Afia ye fi nkomo. I feel come.
I know crowd of man if
simple. Erikopoku. O kasa sa afena can say yeah you so aben I mean so if the person qualifies
no man technical question ba ko. Who's as Koko board na be na be cost 6,500.
Oh, but send the bisa because they are saying say oh no na sa fe me be ka say those no you nyan kan because enya no kwa
2 weeks pay na won
na sentina ya mamu ya jamo ya mamu mu ka say mamu
okay but I say
ya mamu honeymoon
okay but I say
ya mamu honeymoon no mundi mu honeymoon no
by
April no
right no what I say
afeduma na sha say
I say for I say na do afidi ato a Kessben televisions with the punch. And I will hear Saudi DSTV channel 364, Go TV channel 121, Facebook Live via Betimi and Swahili. I feel matters arising. Cracker. Appointment by said now okay. Be no more jinchi you are show for home. Ibisio kekoha near the so far. Say ministers in the way, account with deputies no. Then I walk a farm. Especially the Omokoye and Omokaye. Vetting no. Do you see any hope? A bitch say, oh, sure. Ministers and bit my age, my part. This one says that be on one anchor. We need expertise we in a bit me
only mechanic of air. With your experience, I will work in the media. Minister operating Nipa Obo Mudin, on Kajo Mama cabinet, on Kane Kaba. But with the experience you have in the media and the long serving of our 30 years in the space, political space, you're able to say that I say, yeah, we are sure about how. You got almost 85 to 90% of them right. How? And then a prediction. You're going to meet Ukobi. John Muhammad is or Senator more someone of Ukobi. But you were able to talk to me off air and say, this is how I see it. This is how based on your experience in the system, any knowledge in the public community no mind edin. So the point I want to make is that there can only be one education minister. But in a quest for that, you can have 5, 10 people. So education minister. But at the end of the day, there can only be one education minister. In this case, it's Honorable Haruna Idusu. There can only be one interior minister. In this case, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak. So, Obi no interest be as person any other position. I dare say there can only be one CEO for Cocoa Board. So, the fact that na open does not mean say area mutu. No, for area no say they open na benya. Again, the word has never been fair. Area fair from the onset. It has never been fair. So sometimes, in as much as nipa, in as much as your personal ambitions, you must also look at the larger picture, no? And the larger picture here is the party. Party, no, a newer, and a party in Ejidimboné, and a party is being tarnished about 15 So, who personal interest? And politics is about interest. Politics, a interest. Look to Tia or Chia cookery. Our interest in cooker. And on to Misun Dinani because it's a fact. And on your bonnet, so one interest in cooker because politics is interest. No, I could be friend, no, because you come in. Now, appointment to them, you won't be a crowd, my friend. No, and I'm saying there's a mistake you have done. The party is there, but we serve people within the party. We don't serve the party.
Okay.
Because a nipa na party, no na party. In this all your politics. Now, all the way say, on INDC, on IMPP, who we are, and this is for one more appointment. So, in serving the party, you serve pillars or people within the party who makes up the party. And I had a lot of young men. So when you start building up, you look for somebody who will pick you.
And I'm a friend godfather.
No, do I no groom do I to say that I mean fire mubia or the aqua or Gusa de Equi. So I say, so Ucheke, ye meta. You know about politics in one, or one you be to say I'm Yaman Zoom one. Mino Mujana to say Fia China. Do you get it? And just one more homebody you, but that's how politics is. You must understand it. So also by some party now, fine. But party in any party, so within the party, you must be serving certain people as a and I'll be being here, child takers, oh, Victor so ho. Because maybe a channel won't mean go. Do you get it? And that is how it is. Into yes, the poor moon on the party for any other day. Media so far, ministers and I, you are money dear. It was predictable. And no be fair, no say, I can't do for health. And I'm saying, hey, go and check the performance as a ranking member of health. Tamana or as a ranking member. Because scandals, health sector, BBA, NHIS. One ranking member keko. He was actively involved in what was happening. Nominees now. Obi to say, Kwame Agoja. Obetina hono. Aside say, oye engineer no. Oye ranking member on route to Ebuaniba. You can see say oye highly updated on the ministry now, and that is very positive for young Ghana for because we need people who can go there and solve the problem. Too bad traveling. Near Bissau now team you say how never ministry one more. Then we can expect to say okay you can solve the problem because knowing the problem alone is half of the problem solved. And so far, Obi to say FN is saying John Jinapo energy. The depth of understanding of the sector. And Tinipa na alcohol no onim problem e ho. Watena committee so why ranking member issues and fence a parliamentary requirement na e ka say yenyi more on free parliament no. On say ade a yenyi na e ka say review. But on the other side, one the positive aspect of it.
Yeah. So for your committee be so nipa.
Obi a ranking member.
Na obey minister.
No, obey minister.
You can see say.
Until me ka say problem say no nim. We are ranking member. They say Okujoto Ablakwa, Foreign Affairs. Perfecto.
Sir.
Now you Okujoto as ranking member on Foreign Affairs.
I don't know yeah the power your presidential travels to me there.
Oh, I know
but
there.
But to say, John Jinapo, Ato Forsen, and Agboja and somehow Akando. These people who say na omo area no. Yes, ranking members no omo information about everything. But we told the foreign affairs there. They know yeah the power presidential travel. And no kwan and
Okujato's ability. He can go and be doing
Okujato's ability. His ability to blend with the international community. Perfect. He understands where he's going. You see, and Commander Mid, you know, I say, oh, what's the MPP spectacle in doing? I'm saying, say, the NDC abaya yabai Ghana for Madaroma, Modiabe. Modiaba say, Yamari Seti Ghana. Modiaba say, O mine attitude upon some near me. There's no time for us, say, I will complain at them. Some better than I'm complaining, say, there be. And the ministers are so for now, I'm paying you or mono. Or pe or more knowledge or area harder that. Now, kwaya say, and I had me call on, no minimum say, and hot and two share, or one bobo mudia, or me nipa, or my ranking member of parliament, a cast a ranking member, and who or a shadow minister in opposition. Sanity, and to committee no se bia Rosa, Abaja, Rose committee, who some and some ninja good and on him. Problem say, oh, challenges, oh, sike, oh, a kaya de on him dada. These are the exact people President Mahama is fixing them, say, my brother. For the 8 years, what this plan Ghana for say sector higher do one who knowledge about it. Issues are when you know Bibia unim and there any opportunity about him. Minya, Kohana and solve Ghana for Tom. That is how President Mahama, especially the ministerial appointment, have been so far. So far, so good. Yet they are come up at our mochi. Near Bompire said, Nakopon come na Ghana, Amani Hunu, how near Tete, any GD Ghana for your muno. Debate no Kromusa, na or my at the Japan some yet
Okay. That's it. Victor, Omoko betting matters arise. Some Omoke Kayan. How do you say?
Well, I think say view of like you are saying, they've not been candid. One, Miami offer, and all can in one of the experienced handler. Meet me, I say, even appointment on Mampenia and me in particular, Bakwa, I was so happy about because of the depth of experience and knowledge in the sector. Honorable Eriko Puku, Ministry of Agric.
Yeah.
And like you said, no, answer how the ma of Parliament, no, during the vetting, no, it's funny about cocoa price. Share offer. I'm saying this, and both MPP and DC na. Ye politics ma a drew maybe a say me adie ba kwa misro offer 2024. Not 2028.
2028, the Ebano.
Say 2028. You the same voter turnout. You no 2024. We may have to take a second look at our democracy.
Is it because of turnout?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because the HN share, Ghana populace no, elusu trust in the political class.
The turnout on the Sabasa there.
And
Abatono in
yes, and sadly stems out from the fact say, Numa bi owa ene yeka ochina se table ne tenia a different thing. And I'm saying this on both sides of the political divide. Remember two typical examples. MPP erezi a cocoa price per bag from 400 and something. I best way at about 3,001. As at the time I have power. Yeah, this our price we buy no. It was just last year. That was 6 months crime my. Kwame atua be tena studio ha man kon yi ne nkase nyina piaba. Or say at the time I hear to price ni mu no. Na say ma akuafo 6,000. Minister of Finance na ye ni o kan bi. Minister of Agriculture ya fa ni nei o kan bi.
One day be here na na ote.
And 4 months they are singing a different song.
No, so I'm saying more bread.
Hold on. You see, hold on. Offer. Nieti make can say me say muma yen kan okrenche ye ho. And that is one thing Ghana for bebre that super president go for asem. Because o kan asem e opposition no ba power no fi say na asem no kan no ba bi oginanti no kan no de politics o pa ya chew. Mo an kan kire yen say next year cocoa price bill. You said say at the time I hear kasano the price e wo dwaman so dictate say more 6,000. And then what for to me? O kwa ko ready budget next month. Say sika na wo say eban said that so ba. So in March budget na mo dey come March no. Give them the 6,000.
Yeah, the budget na too.
Masa.
I mean, why are you?
Hold on. What I'm saying is,
yeah, the budget na too kuku.
Offer. You took cocoa last month, no day season. Because last year you took cocoa twice. Me boy. You took
the lean, the first your major crops and the minor crops.
Offer for the past 12-15 years in you took cocoa once in a year. Once. Even under your watch, now once. It was last year, and our president.
Yeah, minor crop season, yeah, entirely.
Exactly.
But last
so what
year,
I'm saying is here. Say mujitum say enaya ye ka say ye. Say obi agi 6,000. E chese me kwado ebu o mwa. It is a Canada so ba. Give it to them because it's Canada. And say omo ka so omo de mo nye yi. Two.
Okay. Yeah, first mama.
Omo opposition no. No omo say Akufo Addo dware wiem. Na Ghana for ewo yewo presidential jet. Me wa. Na sa presidential jet na say president use but president eyo kohwini ntino or high private jet e dey call long distances. Hold on please. And now make us say presidential jet no sebe ya ton anayira say na omampani nam or see what the new plane a 2 kwan. Mumisa says, so new plane no di 2 kwan. Emra wo Ghana e chere samra no di so. Because it means it's a gift. Did he declare that to the tax authorities? No, you see, yeah, hold on, you should hold on. And I'm say Ghana Japade man. It no so those things there say Sabukata no timi for the same it was because the government came. What did I say? It was because of the same Ninuano. It was because of same Ninuano. And merchant bank Okoje Bosia yeah, baby, because you there later. It took Yanya Bensi about power and some local Tuanica. So please, I have said it. So hold on. I'm ready to say yes, I can. Yeah, can't those issues. But one quick one, I'm yes, on the ministerial, you say we may going forward, you know, and so penny any are buying the clarity they will bring on some of the ministries of my line. Because they say no. We have ministries nibia. Say your ministry communication and
digital technology.
Me what? Any ministry
for government communication.
No, your ministry. No, your ministry. No, say in charge. On say your digital technology. Any your ministry environment, science and technology.
Technology innovation.
Technology. No, technology is part. Oh, please. You can check it.
Climate change and
innovation.
There ain't innovation. You can just check for.
I have a problem. Tech and innovation. Okay, we have to check.
We will check and you will see said these changes must come. But jobs, Ministry of Jobs and employment. What's the idea? Labor
jobs and
employment. And there's another ministry and also talks about another jobs. So all these clarification may have to come. There were Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. And your Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology.
And the digital technology, so any technology who difference.
What's the difference?
Specific.
What is
I said footballers any number 9.
What is the meaning of footballers?
Obi say
this is about a subset of the other.
Exactly.
Where specific too.
Right, but I say
where number 9.
For the punch and our
specific.
Kessben television. Non-cron about Pawnsima Edununcia. I may find two enemies Sabro Mampenia Pau Ura Chris Body Mensa as CEO of National Pensions Regulatory Authority. Ura Chris Body Mensa, a seasoned insurer, a car insurance or an insurance expert. Onona Mampenia Bundi said the CEO of National Pensions Regulatory Authority. Earlier on, it is Ura Japan, Yaoda Youth Employment Agency, ano resign Ali Basintali, Onosuna, Wenya Sadibianti, Selewa, Yuchako. Ura Chris, buddy, uncle, congratulations. You say, Unim, that area there is your area. You can do a better job there. I mean, Mrs. Kakram in Saka. Na yenko ye nimra fi yemra mehwe someone I call switch. Okay, we all say hey, so much service your man nye kakra bi na yetimi and so I kind intend ma foforo so de enya kwan ababi to keep it short and clean. Hello, good evening, Mr. Host. I'm David from ABNE. I want the Attorney General to call so to answer questions concerning the death of Honorable John Kuma, because he said John Kuma was poisoned during campaign time in northern region. Okay. In the docket to him, Attorney General him. Wofa Appiah, please ask the MPP rep why the Kufuor Bawumia government deceived Ghanaians that the free SHS benefited 5.7 million Ghanaians, when the actual beneficiaries are less than 3.2 million. Why was the figure inflated or exaggerated. Teacher Eric Manso address Eki Ubie Hieska, Rose Minister. People in my Amansea South, Amansea West, and Amansea Central are dying of dust because of bad roads. So start your first construction in our areas. Roads. Roman Penika Chesebema, Aquino Jumayo. Good evening, Mr. Host. In fact, the president has made my day for appointing the young people in his administration. The NDP should learn from them. Should they be given the nod again? It is God who punished them because of their selfish interests when they neglected the very young people who toiled to bring the party to power. It's a lesson to them. Honorable Okubi, Manso Edubia, constituency. Wait a minute, no, yeah, again. I can't tell the Bia no mabre, or Moya Kakra, Momma Konam Rantinamra. Yes, and Cochrane ye be crow, Cochrane ye Kakra, Momma Conche. Now Victor nomne, Victor Kessben nomne. It's a Milson nomne, or more Macano, or so maybe. Mamma, come a message, you say. Good evening, Wofa Kofi Appiah. Please, I beg you, ask Mr. Attoforson for me what kind of misgovernance and misrule that he was talking about. That he was asked to buy ambulance, but he didn't get them, and the money didn't come. Today, he has been given a finance minister, and those of his colleagues, ministers who took those salaries are now ministers and speakers of the country because another didn't prosecute them. Was it the misrule that he was talking about? Mike from Aprade. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Host. Since Ghana gained independence, we have been borrowing from the international agencies to support our economy. We are not creative enough to generate funds to run our own economy. Is this finance minister creative enough to generate funds for the economy? He was deputy finance minister when they were booted out in 2016. What is he coming to do to salvage our economy? Is he now creative? Asemdada Noah Abraham from Agona. Okay. This is why it says, good evening, Mr. Host. Some of us, the viewers, find it difficult to understand most of the NDC communicators. What is their aim of coming to this show? Instead of selling their candidate, they always think that lying to dissuade their opponent will do them good. I personally think that it's a bad habit. They should kindly refrain from that. We need to know much about their candidate. My candidate opinion. Candidate is better okay. And what's our time while they are two mama me? Good evening, Wofa. Do you hear the spokesperson of the tax who invaded the Anglo Ashanti? He said, "Na ye kope ya anuaduane." How can you go to someone's premises to look for what you eat? This time from the promise NDC gave them and the irresponsible statement by Captain Smart. Nana Mwako from okay, good evening, Mr. Host. My name is Frank from Achimkede. Please kindly ask Mr. Attoforson to respect the former president anytime he gets the platform. He tried to use unhealthy words against former president. If he likes that, we will also give to him square. He should advise the NDC criminals and hooligans. Please, some of the words are very strong. So, good evening to the holy citizens in this country. I am Odeho Timudehene Nanabuaje from Hidiem. Ghanaians knew they were going to vote for Dumso, but they happily voted for it. So let's think. Thanks. As a police officer, my name is Kofi. Nana Akufo-Addo's government used Kenufurate Data Bank for government business. I want to know which bank President Mahama is going to use for government business. We know the previous NC government used Kwabena Dufour's Unibank for business. Please, again, are the transactions with the bank chosen for free? Please, good evening, Mr. Host. I think President Mahama had done a good appointment. My opinion is about the agri sector should start looking at the cocoa farmers and improve cocoa rehabilitation program, especially Western North region. I'm a J. Khan from Sevi Kujaba in Bia West District. And I send my greetings to MP, Honorable Mustafa Amidu Tanko. Okay. Good evening, Wofa Kofi. I am a Frani Electricals, Parkoso Estate Kumasi. Ghanaians must pray for the president and his ministers to perform well for the nation rather than being pessimistic, because if the government fails, we'll all suffer the consequences. My regards to Trucatic World Congregation members. Okay. It says, those youth are helping President Mahama to reset Ghana, burning party office, attacking and vandalizing state institutions and materials. Very soon, Ghanaians will see the true colors of the umbrella. Master Plan Junior from Kintampo says, good evening. Wofa Kofi Appiah, I'm from Jachebosomche. The ministers who are going to work for the country, most of them were there as strong members of the NDC, but they couldn't do anything. So I see them as the same old story: doom so, create, loot, and share. Hello, good evening, Mr. Host. How are you and your crew? I use this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Kweko Ricketts and Malik Basintali on his appointment as CEO of Youth Employment Agency, Amutuga, inside Simil in Central Region. Good evening, Mr. Host. The JDM system ministerial appointment is hypocritical because he has pushed all his appointments to the presidential service. Mr. Ibu, JDM is using strategy and appointing more presidential staffers than the ministers. Okay. Wofa, my name, General from Ahafo region, Duan Kwanta. Kudos to the NPP guy. Please tell the NDC guy that you are waiting for the removal of e-levy, COVID-19 tax, and the wise tax. What's the wise tax? As they told Ghanaians. Okay. Good evening, Wofa. I'm watching you from Cote d'Ivoire. Tell the NDC man to stop bragging. Richard Boatin says so. NDC all the way. Mahama Nyametiase. Watch it from Brekum. Good evening, Wofa. I have been following and enjoying your discussion this evening. I wish to make these suggestions. I personally think that the essence of ministerial vetting is not to determine the qualification of nominees, but rather to determine their competencies. Therefore, not all MPs may be qualified to be ministers, especially in certain fields. There is therefore the need to establish the nominee's competence. Okay, that's how now we're doing it. That is what you're thinking anyway. Good evening, Wofa. I'm calling from Adas. Please, MPP, won't you stop empty criticism and think not your party but Ghana? Is the ministers more than 60 as promised? And I do okay anyway. Vetting they are okay. Meaning will be a call vetting now. Say vetting now near day there. Can't na New Year. Yes, you see a check. 2009. Can't care for man. But he went through. Enti enye some we are no. You were near ma a disqualifier. A near ma disqualifier. See enya sa near me be a disqualifier. And your questions na ukoko ya no. What is a Parliament and disqualified with that? The American why no need voter ID card no. Or no, they say no fundamentally no MP. By a can MP. MP every man should go and learn. You have been forced hardship on Ghanaians and still lying to us. Charles crying from Sunyai West. On also the no. All right. Yes, Amra. Na ebe to aso. This
idea of say President MPP Appiah appointed youth and I say young people. I think say it depends who is how we are talking about it. Yes, ubetumi aka so mampani eba so far CEOs ne they are fine, but say eba ministers it's a mixture the same as Akufo-Addo there. Emetumi aka cho say Akufo-Addo might have even done better. Because look, obi ti say you can say Jinapo. Your friend say John Jinapo. Is it the John? Me are not confusing me. Abu Jinapo. Asenso. Herbert Krampa. Opon Kroma. Fatima Abubakar. Newman here ni gender minister Adwa Safo. Kwam Prempe ni Kofi Japan money. There were a lot of them.
Now, all these appointments, second term, no. Bease or Chi Mukakrano. Only whom are we now?
Oh no, but offer. Omo me bubo omudin. John Jinapone and Sumuna. They were all there. Just that they were not ministers.
Yeah, they were not ministers. Yeah.
What did I mention? But seba ministers now. Offer mampeni list here. That way we chia. Young people say no. They are the young people know they are about 7. Yes. One bro. Ni aweka so ye young ye ehifo. What I say? They are about 7. What you say?
Sam George.
When you say there are 7, we said there are about 7. Mami mo bonjro, where offer? Jinapo, Okujeto, Sam George, Akando, Enna, Yafani say Felix, Enna Herbert, that's Gilbert. What you say? Enna Muntakanya Young, Muntakaya Young. Hey, offer. Muntakaya Young. Enna Pablo, that's 7.
Muntakanya Young.
No. How can you say Muntakaya Young? Obi oko pension.
Oko pension.
Obi wa chwa mu 50 there. Oye de ka say aka ni fie kakra bi no oko pension. What you say? So exactly, you know, meaning what people are talking about. On so far, near ya mention ministers of state.
It's not just about mentioning, but baby, I don't want to. Ministers now on offer. You know, say, "It's a thing away." You know, what I say? I say all fingers. I can for people who say all fingers.
That's you know, you pay.
That's you know, ministries now on. Ebi susinibi. And young guys now able mudi na him find a door talking about foreign affairs, talking about energy, you see communication. I mean,
energy. Upe president or the young person call. Kwame upe president or the young person
not to undermine
or the first or the young person call energy. And they say Kufado. Herbert Krapper is the youngest so far. Eba health. Okoboy became a minister.
Babana Kwakwajima Menwe 7 years.
Yes, Okoboy is a young guy. He's in his early 40s.
Or your youth.
He's in his 40s.
Anyway.
Sir, MPP for a real normal way. Still, entity or money. A real no one tasting tasted as MPP for this. And first, the don't say anything. We need in the 4 days, maybe a friend. Yes, much of free education. Begin on because I send another nature walk on with you. I feel no more than almost your mamma free education of one this room on be. Kumasi had there, but when I'm beyond my phone for years, much of freedom. I am Fanisia, I don't know go to free education. I have been before that and that's in a view. Another thousand that's when they say, yet way. Yen in Bray to cuckoo, a brave you cuckoo, a brave me cuckoo. Oh, shall mom say, hey! What can I go 97 million? Ever go 80 million? Nada, 80 million. I don't go for your day.
Ndebeko 6,000.
Eh, we are 1,000. Now, but
Ndebeko 6,000.
No. Eh, we are 1,000.
Ndebeko 6,000 this year.
And can you me cocoa? What's your cocoa price?
We are reminding you.
No,
yeah, reminding
you. Issue in say, yeah, analysis. And we're giving facts and figures. Facts and figures in the say, yes, say. 2016 and the last year NDCD were Sabreno. Now the cocoa bag about cocoa brooches or cocoa and they are 719 Ghana cedis. Sabreno. Now President Mahama Okuaninu 475 Ghana cedis, which is 66% of the world price. And I will catch say ye mwama money ye and the Okuaninu koto abamao. And then Nawaba. And the cocoa no international market yet 10,000 cedis and above. And a woman at 3,000 cedis. And I may analysis say, look, this was the figure. This was the amount I was giving you. In percentage, it was 66%. These people are giving you 30%. But they said, tell me, now your mom home money. What's the NS had any 6,000? Them can sort I say. And so, and come on, any Ghana for the
Masa, you said that
it is so
they deserve 6,100
because we were giving them 66%.
It's Mbemo 6,001. Mbemo 6,001.
We were paying 66%. And I would year compare 2016 Alaji Baumian and Nadan Kufado. Kokachino Kokwa for say calculation format na de calculating the calculating ye. And a canini ginia GDO on the moon or top of man or babem. And I will buy a cocoa ni 100 million there. China woman cocoa getting 3,000. And I remember going on a campaign of Makacha and say, oh, Kofono Makacha must say, me masano. Na me format me de calculate me wia musicano. And no man attack on so I did not 300 million or 10 million. And I'm for say any say the tools and any come on am wo no mo say the namu tua na no ne dia come be 6,000. That was the discussions. And these are facts you cannot run away from. And to say about them, Nasa will remind you say, oh, who can say we are not running away from that. We are not ready for that.
We should see something. Since I
of course, there will be fertilizer. As soon as possible, we will put things in place. The best actually free fertilizer. Only I was my buy. Omulusu abey offer. Oh, what about TS fertilizer? Baby. No, I'm going to over 20,000 bucks, and I was there. And yes. Now, I'm before me for money for power. And more fertilizer, they were saying, when I come to check ground, class, and I'm from the vote. Almost a good demo of Brania and Lusuaba. They have kept the fertilizer in their houses. And a few of them are Lusu elections. Modia Camodia, election in Muya, dear Crown. Come watch it, class, and say, when I'm on top of my Nanka, they were keeping it. But then this is saying, Yaba, you will only be free. Of course, we are still standing by our words. And we are not shifting from that. We will give free fertilizer. Don't our but this is free fertilizer. Ya kase cocoa board must see upon problems, Samayo cocoa sector honya that dinano. We will still keep our words to say we will increase the cocoa price. And see we are Ghana need the tools and the cocoa farmer need the tools and any no comparing to more. Every cocoa farmer in Ghana. Ebeka say President Mahama Amemo and your money in terms of the price. Timunya would say, as a more prepare Mohondo, and I'm can say, as the opposition, I am with the Dodo. I did something that I say 2 weeks. So, Munya would tell me the patient, a bedroom, but now I want to make a sabium. Because somehow who can you know, Yabay, I feel better now, won't be a cabin. So, I'll be before no, and throwing content for what I'm chrome to turn throne and this for education, much of education, I didn't know what ya, and you would rather say. Yay, ya catch a Ghana for say ya ba yentum, Omumpa ebony say nka de bechinia send this year tum. Na nko omo de abaye campaign, omba oba betwam. But ye say susu biom say yentwam. De ka say ebeye ne say ye ne Ghana for awofo achechirefo stakeholders omo education sector akosi boni beka ye ne omo behia ne nyina ya twetwe ne sere ne abasa ne adwendwen ne afa a blueprint. Because I didn't know there are a lot of issues. And last week in Bayern, I can say, you could see a school for Nibi. Call free education Nibi. And I didn't come on now, I say, hey, now more free education for now, more harm. Omunya have a time and now do. I come saying, Mamu Fibra, no name do again, get to school. And they did a more actual home for cocks. A mono, actual home for cocks. Bonina's out, draw a more the command granny D, a crown of whom. This Akrano, or because we are then free. They know what they went through. They understand what's they politics in reality a and so the NDC has come. All funny stakeholders and more can be a one way the king said and more better nasi. Draw a blueprint, not a quality of food, not the idea and come the see a bar. We are going to give the monies to the headmasters and the bezzers. So that headmasters and bezzers we are going to pay the money into the account. No more not quality of food. These are the changes we are going to talk about.
Account more because there is a new directive this evening. Yaba, bre na I can came from the presidency. Say Yama senior high schools. The next 2 weeks. Say more headmasters na kotoduane. Now I'm for MA feeding Colano for 2 weeks. Now borders will be 7.5 cedis a day, and a day students no 3 cedis a day. That's the new directive from Felix Kwachi Fusu. For the next 2 weeks, they said we are in why identity. Headmaster be my audited report of the number of students in whole school, and based on that, call Fediane no. When you bring here 7 cedis. Anope numero.
Now school feeding. And yet 90 pesos. 7 Ghana cedis. Yama on crack 1,000. Ni amu obia per head 7 cedis 50 pesos. Say no Ghana mo munda anope numero. Ya calculate 7 cedis times 1,000. The amount afa no do enen kwa also untimi no.
Okay.
Eti nyame NDC o say. Arabi kuma NDC o say. Headmaster 7 cedis 50 pesos.
Headmaster senior bossy.
Education
over. You see, let's stop this politics. Let's stop it.
What is this?
No, Patrick, let's stop it.
No, what is this?
Hold on. This politics. Look, and I'm happy say more winning power. Because those days you were sitting outside na mo kanisa, me boa. Some mo kanisa. Then you come and sit here. Say nuane ye de man koko, ye de man nipedi. These were some of the things I was talking about. Okujeta ablakwa. What did they mention? These are some of the things. Because hold on.
Mujojo rice. Aspire expert. Who do come on mudi? Na the other one I own TV da. I want aspire crowd to come and cranny di.
Beto.
Minya. Obia o call free SHS. Ye wo school. Ni ye tue sika no. Ye tue ye ko school ni tue sika no. Ofa ni ye demonstration we aduane ho. Ni say school ejapade because of aduane ho. One, it does say the quantity and the quality. You better radio so say free SHS. Akola ko school e komo de no. Na akola be na ko school a 1 minute send your peda. Let's stop this cheap politics. What you say? Let's stop these cheap politics. Nana yetikrom ha. Say on say wo ball 70 50 pesos or say a big money pa. Oh please. Please stop it. Jai. As at the time Akufo-Addo free akonya so. The last payment I oyema free school fee the primary school no. Akola bia no they paid them once the 50 pesos. No, I'm talking only a primary school. And kwala omo KG. Any your friend say up to class 6. Class 6 any the highest. And so no talk to anya papa. Sha. Akola say bia fe no wadu no pubic area. Me boa. Akola so bia nim say oduru sa adolescent age. And omo didi more. And no abetena say big. Yenye ye to ho enyom ama ho samnane. What is this? But niaye nyina ye pene say nana ebe yi ama o man no. That's what I'm saying say, as politicians and nyoma bi wo ho a ye ya say ye opposition see wa abam amwaye na amwo man no. We should stop it. Say 6,001 asema me kan about yi. The finance minister Kojina Parliament says NDC abandoned it to see they will put it at 6,001. The video is there.
Because of
what did they mention? Nti nya me kan say enuma bi wo ho a ye mfa nya politics and we need to change it. What did they mention? Also obi ani bewu, obi ani mu. Because Ghanaians are there. So many ye ma ye nyina. Ana me boa. Se me ko akwaje bosia. Na 2%. Yen ka se wo kwa me atu a wo yen this ntia the amount 50 friends 0.5. Se me tua 30%, wo betua 30%. What you say? It is all money here. Ye ma ye nyina.
Okay.
But na me share ne share. Say mo ababem. Sa propaganda ni and someone amu bom musire muka just to get power no. Muntwa so. You can't come and sit in power and still be doing the same thing about your opposition. But like I said, no, Mwaba, some can see a mamu, your friend say honeymoon. And uti ya jamu. Yeah, mamu honeymoon, no. Muni honeymoon, no. Number 100 days, no trouble, 120 days, now 4 months, no. Now reality set, na mo de budget, mo first budget ni be we are. And I'm waiting.
Me man come say me ba ni aba be ni ti won so dia o kan ye fa presidential travel say nyeno kre say abai to kwan president Nana Akufo-Addo bia na to kwan Ghana ha na o de private jet na ekro na say fa kon na na ready adentina mampene de jata flight na ekro ba be ho asemaka. Good evening Wofa. I'm Nicholas Accra. Farmers are waiting for the 6,000 per bag because my father voted for NDC because of that. Wow. Okay. Hey, please. So soon, NPP is criticizing. Please, about when is in some prison be expanded? It's going to be a resting place for some people. Still, NPP doesn't know they are no longer in power. Maybe their eyes will be clear at Nsawam. Okay. Got him offer. Wait there, that Ghanaians will blame themselves. Sifas from Mankranso. Somebody can watch on Bakumakum Prenum. The same message you. Nobody is wishing the NDC bad because whatever happens will definitely affect the ordinary Ghanaian. But the truth is, the NDC's propaganda during the campaign will surely hit them hard. We all know the lies peddled against the then NPP government and will remind them always. Kwesi Reynolds in Agona Odobin. Good evening. Okay, there's something wrong with your message. Good evening, Wofa. I see President Mahama as perfect since it gives an array of hope to the youth of Ghanaians. I want youth who are on rampage due to the appointment to be calm. There are good things in store for Mother Ghana. From Ameura Peter Sunyai New Doma Abbas Amogobo Offenso. We are expecting our President Mahama's appointees to deliver. They must be guided by the character of the president. Our country is in bad shape, and the NDC Mahama is the last hope for Ghanaians. I want to ask the NDC man, how much is cocoa on his residence? And he's saying the money is enough for students. Oh my goodness. Cocoa, what is Cocoa saying? Eli, these MDC people, MDC. Okay, baby, because it's not NDC. These NDC people, I hope you have the tape at your disposal. Please play the tape. Tape when are okay. Anyway. Okay. My main for last one. Good evening, Mr. Host. In fact, the NDC man should know that he is on a national television, so he should stop telling lies. How can he say that they didn't say cocoa should be sold at 6,000 from Royal Time? Good evening, sir. All the ministers appointed by the president are well deserved and they have worked for it. But walking the talk is a problem. Huge promises from them, much expectation. First years are waiting for their fees. GPL players are expecting allowance. Cocoa to 6,001A. Okay, Victor. My member also near Shassie, Niti was some more kind for presidential travel. Also, no could you tell Black Wasari, na President Jerry, and I say, so far con a bank aeroplane is your a camera. I don't know, my penny friend to coin. Nowadays, Ninia Ibrahim Dien and Nam, na I don't know, a gift here. A dear Nagana memra a cat for home. What's the problem?
Politicians, no. It do maybe we should be principled. And in American both political parties. Ubekaya, Emra na MPP for Kase Fakono, Emre Edru say yes call for total overhaul maintenance because near used to over 15 years a yenya dajen koyen over your friend is saying overhaul. On say machine no ewo mra omoye maintenance every year bi omoye ho adwuma. But a core for osha data ye the manufacturer na I think so more timelines are e do e sell come ye full retrospective you can or more a friend say engineering word before it
retrofitting
retrofitting correct word emra na o mampani fa private jet no that time na e de ye presidential jet na call for say adwumadie no a call France no a coco D 7 months for say adwumadie no nko an say ye call hye machine no e free say ko buy no o mampani na na do dan ko akufo ado yusu sakai jet emre bia o tu kwan after say ye call ye say retrofitting buy meaning say aye ho adwuma wi but samre na ye kan say machine no e due for say adwumadie no na ye ntumi emfa nkolonko eba so mampani tu kwan akọ kwan emu wa sa afidie ni ntumi nko enti ubeka ya ne nya mfa nko France kra nko ma omunye sa adwuma omo ye eye machine ho adwuma nya nko ye na ewo Ghana no mampani ko around West Africa ha na wuyisu by base okọ kwan e wa ti say America any Canada sa Asian areas na eno no na ntumi nko enti na ma oyusu eye private jet nyame adom mo matimi akoya aba akodi 7 months or so ewo France mo ye na ya hyehye ni nyina fofra ma ba na na do anko akufo ado etimi yusu ye even ebeka 3 days ama wo fira konwa so oyusu machine yi to kwan ko buy enti no na efi say ye adwuma o mampani ba ye no yes ni new machine no be use na nia na bi kan say ma omo nya nsa na ochena asemfoforo bi aba because ye hunu bi pen yes ye de che free wie no na contractor ya so ama nipa kro no
okay
na nya de ketwa and so I think say yes the safety of the president is also important to all of us because say ne na me fast fie na bibi to o mampani a o ka aside sebe ne kra na ye be lusu no e ka o man ne bebo ankasa say yes even on conduct another presidential election no me gidi ye say sa aka no say de ehwe ma o mampani akwantuo mu da ho yi a ebeboa o man no so I think say eno ni ade ayehwe but ne America ne say as political parties eduru maybe as ansem we no yehwe say ne yes presidential jet wo ho edimo mampani nkofa private jet commercial private
minority
what has changed
I already
that's the point people
on this issue
people just
anyway time in church
Victor minim say that time I issue number no UK there because the narrative no them money totally wrong total sense so I said that so there I'm surprised issue ne buy no defense minister then nuti huba parliament and I ebusa ne say aden na Ghana well lupli aya to ama mampanyini na mampanyini tu kwan bia no akwan lupli and boarding you can search it online this was his answer and I'm quoting him verbatim or see a plane no was in good shape check it tell you say na me read it not true name it's not true and ombusa and I say if it's in good shape there not true aden try mampanyini fanko and or see a there no Ejaye nim.
No, please.
Oh!
Please, stop.
You see?
Mami,
then the better topic, my castle, the room. Then it was the answer to the parliament. Oh, please, you see, sometimes what are our narrators? I said, we're going to phone early. I say, there is no washroom, it is on record. You see, this is a national platform. It is on record that he said it in parliament. And that's why
the time not so. Those days. Now, the Okai say, Selmoko high presidential data. It will be a baby or more corner, program or more corner. Who could draw? Just say, be outside J hotel, and I baby a president because now I could gather and sign a program. This a walk high jet there. So we need the bathroom next animal in our woman. Before the president gets up.
Because that was not the reason
why they said they needed to take. You see, what the guy can trouble Victor,
they need
Victor, you see, you can decide, you can decide to twist the facts. No, but this is something I can't phone in who said to us, say, aircraft was in good shape. Yes,
it's not true.
Me say, and I say. And the Abusa no say if it's in good shape with ya, then why are you renting? And all reason of Fadime say ye kofa flight reason back where the man say ye pe baby am bani bet me dware nia. He said it in parliament. I don't say 89.
But Okaso was machine no in good shape.
Yes.
Na nyenti omo kofa plane so
in further aspect you see tie edebe na man kan adwaye no asem. It was because we admit say flights no
they ask the question
they're not trying to say you play no distance be 5 hours but be a bro 5 hours no I want to be in Ghana there no it's a more behind there what pay the san man
flight so I don't mean air transit
who say there
so the flight to kwan let's say 12 hours
yes
now want me cover 12 hours
want
me break it for some time no
as
what's where there no transit plane most of the transit plane you change for a new plane you change for a new plane
flight no my advice is say ebetimi akọ yen falcon etimi go for 12 hours but for safety reasons some person obey no continuously obetima chim so you just make a stop omo yes and 1 or 2 changes be omo sense na market be then you continue I cost to the bia and time na obese na South Africa na or this our flight no there were arguments on TV in which I debated say you could have even stopped here for some time before you continue because now no make argument ofiri Europe ebe sena ko South Africa straight and you can say some say yeah no and now say risky oduru anka you could have stop in Ghana for some time and then continue eti the man tio me ba sama say we so I before no oh we ba asma pesa make am crampo no time ni ntimi kan mame kan
your time na
just 1 minute you see yet krom hasen ena Ibrahim Mahama esi odo no anafidi ekote odo river free and before see boy ena ni nya president nti ena ye dia ma no so onkotim ma ye do omo ba ban omo so must spend $44 million on ade Ibrahim Mahama ye che ye free ene ya ba ban ye che free o wi e dia no oh please me ba ene ya ba ban contract na mo de man no kosi ya ba ban mu no omo nya hwe krom nya contract ene ya ba ban mu no omo president flight in the man it need security scrutiny
okay
as I said na ka say ba na better alupenu near the na wium na ka president mama na am learn be president so as I said flight no falcon no ye the first security scrutiny the cham say Ministerial which me una
security camera bia
mo president Muhammad you will not risk him and quota pay among actually every
right
so we are scrutinizing the flight and you check security features in hunu say ade no bibia nyankofo nfa bibia mo bibia you okay and sana president Muhammad and to it is going through security checks in there oh please see here no wie na security for the pass say ade no mu lusu hwi wom bibia your right by the corrector obe use but ni nwa na mami ka we ni nwa na first na ode ma no ankoso Ghana hu wono na ni nwa wa luple on na ni nwa wa luple e no person otu kwan e no aka che ni nwa na say Ghana luple na omode ba ye no afina security for na ye omo checks e no say amia e de benti na yewo nwa what about this for fako e na okota ni nwa na flight ni e no ode ko ofiri mu ya musikum mu ta ko fo ya okoti gata mu a mu ka ho asema na mu de 44 million kotu mu ene ni nwa lu pre free watam ko ba ankoso Ghana fa ankoso ye dan e di esere mu amamu na ye ba bebu no sa mu niama na mu ye no na anu ayi no mu nya no mu niama na mu ye no do mama first
ebusiafo ye ni dwumade ni
de free na mu
mama fan to himself from the office of the president say all ministries departments and agencies omo enye information on government payroll emra. Now that information should include the full name, designation, and the date of appointment. Krata HRS say ubia man appointment after December 7. You can find some more about. You can find some more about. Ochra, you been
revoke them quietly.
Na.
Any appointment as okay. Any appointment where the man after 2016 December 17, they were going to revoke it quietly. Anyway, NDC is going to revoke it quietly.
Secondly, fellas Kwachi Fusu said in the air canal. On also so far, President Aye 75 appointment. Out of that, no, emu 20 AM and 55 AM. The money at 27% and the money at 73. And they are going to work towards achieving the 30% promise. We no more here. As a fufra,
that is not what the law says. But that time I'm running here. So please, well, what did I mention? That's what I'm saying. Say, sometimes I'm running here. Say, Mrano is an act. It's an act of parliament.
It's not bad.
Emrani say at all levels. Or more can say all appointments.
All appointments, okay. Yes, all level be
for chief executives, sir. They are supposed to get 30%.
For ministers, sir.
MMDC, sir. They are supposed to be 30%.
We are coming. Yeah, but my assessment.
But I'm saying, say you have failed for presidential.
Right. I was your Sani Muhammad.
Friend commando. Senior man pa no.
Now, communication director, so say a man for any bro. La Abbas Nuruddin.
Now, so what taking his seats a PMMC.
So,
Master Debbie. Abbas Nuruddin was serving throughout the party. Once you go for your former party boys, some of us, a party, Jumas Abbas is one of them. Was several parties throughout at this stage. On to the say, at least your more also appointment. But you put seats. Sammy and Finney man appointment in patrol. your boss Sami Jemfini ama ni PMMC Abbas no din your man appointment
okay be say wo channel ne enko ha wo wia enko ono so nya ono
ya wapoto ama na fi no wo
eti wako di director wo
wa masa jaisa enko masa amanfo hwu Abbas nye director bia o bia me pacho na appointment
Doctor o bia wo channel na
commando e bia wo bia me cha champion commando
okay
oh but yes so akwaji
oh but on a lighter note I think say yes ye can independent bi o ma ye juma one of them is Abbas Nurudeen any Kwame Appiah ya entro ne consenti ono so si hey obi ti say Kwame Asafo Ajay o mu nyina say o ma ye juma bre Gabriel Asiedu from everywhere Gabriel Asiedu ayi nipa ba ko no so mebre no eye walasa bebi o say omo se wa ba kokro on pra bi ntina
o say president for 80 years with the president
exactly nigidi say anka walasa wa bre to the extent say when nya bibia ina o se ni ye krom secretary ni also wa file for DC and for cry MC e wa agona secretary south also yes say nigidi say omo MC ni mana
position bebre ho no enyina esi wote Victor Oseipoku enka